Hey everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys all the books I want to read in January. So if you don't know, each month I create a list on Goodreads of all the books I want to read rather than just keeping them in my big huge TBR folder to kind of keep it more organized. It's been working for me thus far. So I have 8 books that I plan to read. January is going to be pretty busy for me because after the 5th we are out of this house, and then on the 10th I fly to the new state that I'm moving to, and then on the 14th my parents leave, so I'll probably get majority of my reading done in January after the 14th. So for now I've only added 8 books. Hopefully I'll read more than 8 books, but I didn't want to set my goal too high and not be able to reach it. So I will just go down the list. I'll start with the first book that I plan on reading this month. The first book I plan on reading this month is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. This is also one of my books that I wanted to read in my book cover color challenge. I picked this book for my orange category, so I'll be killing 2 birds with 1 stone reading this book, so I'm really excited about that. This will be my first friends to lovers romance, which I've never read before, so I'm really excited to read this book. Next, I plan on reading The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. I don't know what this book is about other than the fact that it's a really good book. That's all I've heard about it. So I want to continue going into this book not knowing much. I do also have her new book that's coming out in January pre-ordered and on my January TBR as well. So because I don't physically have that, I'll insert a picture of it. That one is Reckless Girls, so I plan on reading both Reckless Girls and The Wife Upstairs in the month of January. Next, I want to read Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna. Y'all know I love Kristen Hanna. I try to read one of her books every single month. Sometimes it doesn't happen, and that's okay. Just life. But because I didn't read a Kristen Hanna one in December because of how busy it was, I definitely wanted to read Winter Garden in January. I picked up this book during my birthday book haul, so if you haven't seen that video, I will link it up above and down below as well. I don't know what this book is about either, but I did read the premise at one point when I added it to my TBR. I just don't remember what it was about, and I don't want to reread it because I think that it's way more fun going into books not knowing much about what happens. So I have been seeing this book float around on the Facebook pages recently, so I'm really excited to give this book a go. Next is You'll Be the Death of Me by Karen M. McManus. I wanted to read this book in December because I did pre-order it on November 30th and was really trying to get to it in December, and life was just way too busy for me. I couldn't do it, so I pushed it to my January TBR. After reading this book, I'll have one more book by Karen M. McManus to read, and then I plan on doing a full video on ranking and reviewing Karen M. McManus and pretty much like a guide to Karen M. McManus books, so be on the lookout for that. I hope to have it up sometime in March. I don't know what this book is about, but I have heard that it is her best book so far, and One of Us Is Lying was pretty good, so I'm excited to see how I feel about this book. Next, I'll be reading The Other Black Girl by Zakiya Dalila Harris. I'm so sorry for butchering that, but I know that this is a thriller, and I don't know too much else about it, which I've mentioned it several times at this point. I'm going to keep it that way. I do know that it was a book club pick for Gabby Reed's book group called The Book Troop, and it had mixed reviews, so I'm nervous but also excited to see what category I fall into, if I love it or if I hate it. I did manage to find the audiobook, so I'll be following along the audiobook with this book. The other 2 books I don't have because they aren't out yet, so we have Weather Girl by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I don't know what this book is about other than the fact that it's a romance book following news reporters and weather people, so I'm really excited for that one. And then of course we also have Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I'm excited for this book because it's Colleen Hoover. Need I say more? No, I don't. She's up there with Kristen Hanna and my favorite authors, so I'm really excited to read this one. The premise sounds interesting and also a bit confusing with the fact that she was in prison for 5 years, but she has a 4-year-old daughter, so that's a bit confusing, and people in the book group I'm in said that you have to read it in order for it to make sense. So those are all the books that I want to read in the month of January. I'm really excited. It's a brand new year. I feel like 2021 flew by, so I'm really excited to see what 2022 brings with my reading. Let me know in the comments what books you want to read in January, and if you've read any of the books I've mentioned, please like this video and subscribe and turn on post notifications to be notified every time I upload. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!